Hi, I'm Mrs. Wagner, and I'm going to be your art teacher this year. Well, technically you're Mrs. Wagner too, but I'm going to teach you all that you need to know about the art classroom so we have a wonderful year together. First is that you always need to bring a pencil with an eraser. If you forget one, I'll let you borrow one. I have pencils on my desk that you can borrow. Please leave them here, and if you accidentally take them back to your classroom, please return them. Next, what we need to talk about is what we would do if there is a fire or tornado drill. If we were to have a fire drill, we would line up quickly and exit the art room turning right and headed straight outside. If we were to have a tornado drill, we would line up quickly and move to the back closet and go in to the closet area for the tornado drill. We would also go into the closet if we were to have a red lockdown drill. Does anyone have a question about these drills? Great. Some other safety things we need to talk about are being safe in our seat. The stools in the art room sometimes tip over, so please stay seated flat on the floor without tilting or kneeling on your stools to make sure that you do not fall out of them. Also, we use a lot of messy projects in the art classroom, like paint, and we use bowls of water. So if you have a spill, please make sure you clean it up quickly. There are paper towels up by the sinks. Also, we are always safe with our scissors, so there is no walking or running around the room with scissors. If you need them, I will pass them out and we will collect them at the end of class. Next, let's talk about the bathroom breaks. Usually, I like to have students go to the bathroom before or after art, but if it is an emergency, of course I will let you go to the bathroom. Just ask, and as long as you're not going every art class, it will not be a problem. If it is an emergency though, like you feel you are going to get sick, definitely make sure that you just go to the bathroom as quickly as possible. You do not need to ask permission, and it will not be a problem to let you go to the bathroom and then go to the clinic. Another thing that we need to keep in mind is keeping germs out of the art room. So, if you have a cold, please use tissues to blow your nose and then wash your hands afterwards. The sinks are open for you at any time, so if you need to wash your hands, please go ahead and do that. You do not have to ask. There is also a drinking fountain at the sink area, and if you are thirsty during class, wait until it is work time and you can get a drink. Please do not get a drink during instructional time when I am teaching or when we are lining up towards the end of the day. I expect high behavior expectations in my classroom. I know that every student is excited to come to their special, but please raise your hand when you need to speak. There is no running in the art room, and we are always respectful of the teacher, of others, of the art materials, and of course of ourselves. Please do not make negative comments about other people's artwork, as you would not like for them to do the same to you. When we are being respectful of art materials, we need to make sure that we clean up, and when we clean up, we check the floor for any dropped crayons or markers to make sure those get picked up and we can use them again the next day in the next class. So please make sure you're cleaning up your materials and being respectful of them. Good behavior earns nice rewards. So, if you are working nicely and you are working calmly, you are of course allowed to talk with your table, which is a nice perk so that you can have some time to talk with your friends. Now, I also turn the radio on. If we're all working nicely and the noise level is low, we can earn music time where we can listen to the radio, which is always fun. And lastly, the hardest working table will get candy. So that is an amazing reward for good behavior. So make sure that your table comes in quietly, ready to listen, ready to learn and work, and then they clean up quietly. I expect all students to put their heads down at the end of art so that I know they're ready to line up for the day. Next thing I'd like to do is give a quick tour of the art room. So we're going to start at my desk, Mrs. Wagner's desk, and we're going to start with the pencil jar. You can of course borrow a pencil if you need one. The desk area, though, is off limits, so please do not walk behind Mrs. Wagner's desk. The next area of the room is the supply cart. On this cart we have lots of different supplies like crayons, colored pencils, scissors, and glue, and then on top of the cart you will have different boxes with different projects, the different materials we are using for each project. Moving to the back of the room, we have the 3rd and 4th grade cabinets. Each teacher has their own shelf in the cabinet where you will put your artwork when you are done with it for the day. If we have a substitute, please direct them to your teacher's shelf so that they can find your projects and pass them out. Next, we will move over to the paper center. The paper center is the area of the room where all of the construction paper is stored. If you need a piece of colored construction paper, you will find it in the paper center. Then we have the closet, which we've spoken about before. And next is the drying racks. The drying racks is an area for us to put our wet artwork that is wet with glue or paint for it to dry overnight. Each teacher is assigned a certain drying rack. Please make sure that you put your name and teacher's name on the back of your artwork and put it on the proper drying rack before you leave art. The next area is the 5th grade cubbies. All of the 5th grade artwork is stored here. That takes us to the sink area. On the sink area we have tissues, markers, bowls to put water or markers in. We have the detention box. The detention box is a place to put markers that do not work. Get it? We also have painting supplies and a drying rack on the sink area. So if we're using any paint or any other supplies, they could be located here. We have a drinking fountain, a pencil sharpener. This is the area where we hang our painting shirts. If we're doing a messy project, we might use a painting shirt. And then the garbage can and recycling bin are both in this area as well. Last but not least, we have the free draw table. This is my favorite part of the room because it gives you a chance to draw whatever you want. So if we have a day where you finish your project early and you would like to free draw, you would come to the free draw table. Every student is allowed 2 papers per class period, no more than 2 papers without asking. We have a selection of drawing books that you can look at. These drawing books tell you step by step how to draw different objects. So let's say, for instance, you want to learn how to draw an elephant. You would find an African animal drawing book, you would flip through and find the elephant, and then it will tell you step by step how to draw the elephant. Don't worry if your picture is not perfect at first. With lots of practice, I'm sure you will improve, and by the end of the year, you'll be drawing that elephant just right. There is no tracing and no marking in the drawing books, so please follow step by step so that you can improve your artwork. Also on the free draw table, we have rulers, compasses, erasers, sharpeners, and tissues. You are welcome to use any of these objects for any project at any time. Please return them though when you are finished. On the board we have the helper table. Each week the helper table will change, and that table will be in charge of helping pass out and collect supplies. So please keep an eye on which week you are going to be the helper table. Thank you again for listening to my message. I am so very excited, well, we are so very excited to have you in the art room this year. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask, and we are ready to begin our first project. Thank you. Have a great year.